Good morning, this is your AI host, Jay. I'm here with the automatically generated, Journato, morning headlines on November 8, 2022. Ukraine war, US confirms communications with Kremlin. Germany keen to discuss natural gas pact with UK amid supply risk. The Guardian, German weather-adjusted gas demand sinks. Argus Media, Germany's gas storage could be depleted after a few freezing cold days, energy regulator warns. Emeralds, elephants and Eric the opalized fossil, the 10 greatest stones in art. What are Rishi Sunak's instincts as a world leader? BBC, what will Rishi Sunak's rise to power mean for relations between India and the UK? The Independent, Rishi and Akshata, the fashion-forward couple. Hindustan Times, Rishi Sunak has surrounded himself with yes men. What he really needs is a willy. The Guardian, the Irish Times view on Rishi Sunak's first moves as British Prime Minister. The Irish Times. Rishi launches lackluster charm offensive as Battle of the PMs hits Egypt. French Cardinal Jean-Pierre Ricard admits to abusing 14-year-old girl 35 years ago. The Guardian, 11 French bishops accused of sexual abuse. Roman, French, top news, world news. WION, French Cardinal Jean-Pierre Ricard confesses to abusing girl, 14, 35 years ago. Sky News, 11 French bishops accused of sexual violence. France 24 English. France 24 English, French Cardinal resigns over abuse of 14-year-old girl. Billionaires should not make up climate finance gaps, says Bezos Earth Fund head. The Guardian, French President Emmanuel Macron addressed the COP27 conference. France 24 English. France 24 English, Macron calls to pressure rich non-European states at COP27. EURACTIV, Macron backs climate cash trillions. Politico Europe, French President Emmanuel Macron addressed the COP27 conference. Barbados PM launches blistering attack on rich nations at COP27 climate talks. The Guardian, MIA Motley, Prime Minister of Barbados at the opening of the #COP27 World Leaders Summit. UN climate change, we have the collective capacity to transform, says MIA Motley at COP27. Polish politician blames low birth rate on young women drinking. The Guardian, Polish leader blames country's low birth rate on young women drinking too much. Sky News, Polish leader derided after he links drink to low birth rate. The Times, Poland's ruling party leader blames low birth rate on binge drinking women. The Independent, alcohol consumption by women cause of Poland's low birth rate, says ruling party leader Kaczynski. Trump rally, live, Trump reveals date for 2024 announcement after hijacking midterm coverage with Ohio tease. The Independent, Trump eyes another 2024 run, keeping GOP focus where he wants it. The New York Times, watch live, Trump holds Ohio rally as talk grows of 2024 bid. The Hill, in full, former U.S. President Donald Trump speaks at Ohio rally. ABC News. ABC News, Australia, Trump, weighing third bid for president, sets big announcement for next week. COP27 live, rising energy prices, a reason to act faster on climate change, says Sunak. The Independent, COP27, Rishi Sunak urges global push on clean growth. BBC, COP27, Rishi Sunak and James Cleverly arrive in Egypt. The Independent, The Guardian view on Rishi Sunak's COP27 trip, placing the planet on a road to hell. The Guardian, tackle climate change for sake of world economy, Sunak urges COP27. Hushpuppi, notorious Nigerian fraudster jailed for 11 years in US. BBC, billionaire Gucci master gets 11 years in prison for fraud. Bloomberg, US court sentences billionaire Gucci master to 11 years in prison for fraud. Hindustan Times, Hushpuppi, US court don sentence Ramon Abbas to 11 years for prison. BBC, Hushpuppi gets prison term for money laundering conspiracy. We were completely exposed, Russian conscripts say hundreds killed in attack. The Guardian, battalion of Russian mobilized men wiped out in days, survivors claim. The Telegraph, the Russians have lost nearly 300 aircraft over Ukraine, mostly drones. Forbes, Russia's heavy casualties in Ukraine spark outcry and rare official response. The Washington Post, Ukraine, Russia draftees have to dig trenches with bare hands, TV rain. COP27, agree on climate action or face a collective suicide pact, UN chiefs ultimatum to world leaders. Sky News, watch in full, UN Secretary Guterres COP27 opening speech on fossil fuel and Ukraine war. The Independent, we are on highway to climate hell, UN chief warns at COP27 summit, climate change, top news. WION, COP27, humanity on highway to climate hell with foot on accelerator, warns UN chief. Developing countries will need $2 trillion a year in climate funding by 2030. The Guardian, developing countries need $1 trillion a year in climate finance report. US News and World Report, IMF chief says rich countries alone can never close the funding gap for climate change. CNBC, revealed, US and UK fall billions short of fair share of climate funding. The Guardian, COP27 developing countries need $1 trillion a year in climate finance report. Powerball, how to play and other questions answered. BBC, record $1.9 billion Powerball jackpot a hazard for those with gambling addiction. CBS News, here's how Wall Street's valuing the record $1.9 billion Powerball jackpot. Bloomberg, WION Business News, US Powerball jackpot soars to $1.9 billion, largest in history. WION, why Powerball jackpot jumped to a record $1.9 billion. Blow to vulnerable states as Rishi Sunak shuns calls for climate reparations. The Independent, acting on climate is right thing to do, says Rishi Sunak at COP27. Guardian News, Nicola Sturgeon pledges £5 million in climate change reparations to developing nations. The Telegraph, Sunak vows no backsliding on climate finance despite UK economic crisis. Politico Europe, COP27, Sunak says it is morally right for UK to honour climate pledges. Free leap from migrant rescue boat held in Italy. BBC, rescue charity to take Italy to court over migrant boat standoff. Al Jazeera English, migrants jump from docked rescue boat in Sicily. The Times, Italian government accused of breaching international maritime law. BBC News. BBC News, Italy directs NGO rescue ship with 89 migrants to port. US midterms, millions of Americans to vote with Congress at stake. BBC, Donald Trump speech live, Trump address mega rally ahead of midterm elections, News 18 live. CNN News 18, Donald Trump and Joe Biden fire up voters ahead of US midterm elections, BBC News. BBC News, Joe Biden and Donald Trump make final pitches on eve of US midterms. This was all for the news. Thanks for listening. Please do not forget to like and subscribe.